back to the fifth side of the ring. We are now back with night 2 of WrestleMania. There's no way in hell you could have told me night 2 was going to hold a candle to night 1. I was a little wrong. So we start out with the game Triple H.
Need a bottle of water.
Yeah,
but I don't want to spit in your house either. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My action figures. So, I was never a huge mark for Triple H, mainly because he was associated with Shawn Michaels, of course.
Your best friend.
Yeah, I'm a Bret Hart fan, not a Shawn. I respect Shawn Michaels for what he can do in the ring and what he's done for professional wrestling, but just all the stuff I've heard over the years, just not a Shawn Michaels fan. But I do respect him, and I really do respect Triple H. He's phenomenal. He put in work, had a great physique, put on many great matches, and we start out night 2 with him coming into the ring, and because news had already broke that he's gonna have to hang it up. So when he starts to make his entrance, you're kind of wondering like what's happening tonight.
I thought he was trying to sneak in one more match, and I'm like, don't do it.
Right, like he gets in the ring, you're like, uh-oh, is Batista going to sneak in and attack him? But he came in and did his tradition of when you hang it up, you leave your boots in the center of the ring. So that's how we start off night 2 of WrestleMania 38. Kind of somber, but yeah. I thought a nice video package would have done well, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So we'd actually recently talked if like, hey, we're going to try to, or are we going to see them try to squeeze him into the Hall of Fame? Did not happen.
Thank God.
I thought, he's a headliner, definitely. So whether it's next year or the year after.
What's next year? Hollywood? In California somewhere, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I don't know.
But anyways, he's a headliner. And you don't want to take, at this point, any last-minute changes to an already great class.
Yeah, all that would have done was dumped on Undertaker.
Yeah, and the Undertaker, for what he's done for this industry since, 90, 91, whenever he showed up at Survivor Series. I mean, he honestly, no disrespect to anyone else, Vader, Steiner Brothers, Sharmell.
Oh, disrespect to her. I mean, no offense, but
yeah,
kind of.
That one I didn't get, but whatever. Anyways, the Undertaker is kind of like Andre the Giant. He should have been in a class all by himself. That's my personal opinion, but
as much as I agree with all the other Hall of Fames except that one, I kind of would have liked to have seen him got his own night, since they never do just one.
Yeah.
But like I would have liked to seen like all the light on him.
Yes, definitely.
Like I said, not that Vader and the Steiners and all them didn't deserve it, but it would have been a nice night to just give it to the Undertaker.
Yeah. Because he stayed with the same company for that entire time. Never. He was the chief behind the scenes. He was committed to kayfabe and staying in character, which doesn't happen anymore. I mean,
especially with that evil demonic character,
right? Yeah, because now you get people how many people do we follow on Instagram that are out of character, except for when the camera's on during Monday Night Raw?
Yeah.
So that was a little unexpected, and I was actually a little disappointed there wasn't a video tribute to Triple H, but maybe that's down the road. But it was the grandest stage of all for him to come out and do that. So I thought it was great that they
nice way to start it off.
Let him do that and pay respect for everything he's done for the company.
I got nervous in the beginning when he was coming down to the ring because somebody pointed out to me, they're like, "Why is that man wearing a suit and he's got wrestling boots on?" That's what triggered me to think he's going to try to squeeze in a match.
Yes.
And then when he left the boots, I was like, first of all, never saw that man take his shoes off.
Right.
I don't know how he did that, but he got him in there, and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
when my friend pointed that out to me and I saw wrestling boots, I'm like, please, dear God, no. He's gonna end up calling like Ric Flair out and they're gonna have like heart medication on a pole match or something.
That would have been great. That would have been great.
Save that for California.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe you and I this summer can have an inhaler on a pole match.
I might need that once we're done and we have to go back downstairs.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to leave one by the door, one by my car.
Yeah.
Halfway home.
Yeah. So I thought that was a great little piece to start off night 2. And then first match of night 2, we have the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus RK Bro. What'd you think of that match?
That was amazing. That was a well worked out tag team match.
Mm-hmm.
It had all kinds of elements, hella crazy moves. Like the RKOs that were in that match were just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one Riddle hit, like when Gable was flipping and Orton, I'm like, every match Orton's in, I'm like, there's no way he's gonna innovate the RKO into something else. There's no way he's gonna do it. And he finds a way. Like,
every time.
I really don't know how that man does it, because in my head, I try to think like, how can he work out? I'm like, oh no. And then I'm like, oh, that's how he did it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, that
you can only do it so many times in so many different ways. You've already done them all.
yeah. Like I said, it had all elements like Gable and Otis. The only thing I don't like about Otis is they're trying to steal my tree trunk moniker, but that's a whole separate video.
Yeah.
But that like I was convinced with like the way the Street Profits have been super aggressive lately.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were finally getting it. Like I feel that's their next thing to take them to the next level.
Yeah, so
They played out the baby face, like it's time for them.
Yeah, so there were aspects to the match. I love the whole RK Bro thing. I think that's just it's hilarious. I think that Randy Orton looks like he's having a lot of fun, which is awesome. He's one of the best guys in the game right now, and I'm glad to see like it looks like he's genuinely having
he
fun.
really does.
So we have that aspect of it. I enjoy watching them. When we went to Monday Night Raw a couple months ago, that was probably like my favorite part of the entire night, was just watching their it was actually a pretty long match.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed watching that.
I really did not expect them to win the titles that night.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that was outstanding.
Yeah. So the other aspects are, like you said, Street Profits. It's kind of been like a build up. You're starting to see them getting a little more aggressive. I'm like, no better place to turn heel than a pay-per-view, and no better pay-per-view than WrestleMania. And they were still kind of aggressive. And at the end of the match, when they got in the ring to pour the drinks, I'm like, they're going to attack them.
That's
and then they poured the drinks. I'm like, oh, when they go to drink, they're going to hit them. It didn't happen. So maybe they're just going to be more aggressive faces.
So that little ending they had with what's his name, Gable Stevenson.
Yeah.
Like it makes me wonder if they're gonna, like, his first program is gonna be with Gable.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously with the wrestling background, like,
yeah,
you know, I would kind of like to see Kurt Angle get involved in that, but I don't
yeah,
really
Kurt Angle is
like
his dad. Poor Jason Jordan.
Good God, please no.
No, that one wasn't mine. This is really my son.
No, he looked all right. Like,
yeah,
I think by time, I don't know when they're planning on him like starting like TV and matches and stuff.
Right.
I mean, he's definitely got the foundation for it, at least.
Yeah. The other aspect is, I mean, no one's better than Chad Gable right now. Shush! Shush!
You got to stretch that out longer.
Shush!
The longer, the better.
I don't think my lungs can handle all that bacon grease. Other than that, I mean, really the only like thing was I loved Otis in the beginning and thought, okay, what's going to happen with this? And I feel like he's lost all of his traction from back when you know, him and Mandy had their thing going on, and Heavy Machinery. I feel like all that momentum is just completely gone. So I enjoyed every part of the match, except I'm just not digging him right now.
I definitely feel his downfall started after the whole Money in the Bank thing. Like,
yeah, I think that was just
that's kind of what put it over the edge, and then it.
Yeah, I think it was one of those, like, you're out drinking and you go, you know, it's a great idea. we're gonna put
Vince McMahon walked
Money
into
on the
Riddle.
Bank on Otis.
McMahon walked into Riddle's dressing room and caught a contact buzz. Like, great idea.
Yes. And then you wake up the next day, you have a little coffee, you have a little breakfast, and go, what the hell were we thinking? So overall, I'd give the match A minus. A minus.
I'll stick right with you on that one.
All right. So then next we have a match that would have
Bobby's Unite.
we could have had the building burned down. We could have had so many people irate. We had Lashley versus Omos.
Bobby. Whole time during the match, they're surrounding Bobby, and my friends were getting mad at me because I kept standing up. It's for me every time. I have to think that way.
Yeah. So I was hoping that they would not have an all-time great Lashley lose to. I mean, Omos is doing a great job. He's big, he's powerful, he's strong, he can be dominant. But you know what? You can't be dominant and destroy Lashley on the grandest stage of all. So I was very glad with how the match turned out for what it was. It's a still pretty green, really, really big guy.
So he's only been around for a year?
Yeah. Versus Lashley, who's one of the best of the last 20 years. He's a freaking beast. So it was what it was. I'd give it like a B minus for what it was. I would have probably given it an F had Omos won, but
I would not be here if Omos won.
Yeah, you'd probably be in prison.
Oh, for sure. And there'd be 4 dead bodies in mine.
So again, I think WWE did the right thing there and gave the win to Lashley.
I feel biased on this one because I've always loved Lashley, but I'm giving that an A. There's not much more I don't think they could have done besides having Lashley hit some insane move off the but at the same time, like you said, with it almost being so green, having him go off the ring through a table probably would not have been. Especially that huge frame. He would have shot straight through that table, blew his back out or something.
Right. But then, again, now that I think about it, we got to be fortunate that they didn't stick Lashley or Omos in there with Goldberg. I mean, that's one way to just completely shit on someone anymore.
Even when Goldberg came back, I was like, all right. And then his third return, within the last few years, I was like, I'm over it. Yeah. He went from Goldberg to Oldberg.
Yeah.
I think it was the Undertaker match that did it for me. Finally put me over the edge.
Yeah.
The Fiend one didn't help either. For sure.
Again, I mean, everyone associates it to Bret Hart and that whole thing. I wasn't a Goldberg fan before that. I mean, when he burst on the scene, it was cool for the first 6 months, and then it got over. And I'll quickly take this to explain why. As a little kid, I loved Hulk Hogan. And then I really got into pro wrestling. And I liked the guys that could actually get in the ring and work. And some of the guys that, they were overhyped. I felt like Goldberg was the WCW version of Hogan. It's just this is our guy and we're going to ride him. And he's going to be a merchandise machine. At a fairly young age, I'd say 8 years old, is kind of when I quit following Hogan and was like, I like these other guys that can actually get in the ring and
put on a show.
Hogan can tell a story. He gets in, he gets beat down, he starts coming back with the crowd, and he does his thing. That's awesome. I still have Hulk Hogan action figures and my buddy over there. But you know what? Just I like guys that can have momentum, can be great on the mic and work in the ring. So immediately once I started kind of seeing this pattern with Goldberg, I quickly kind of backpedaled on him and wasn't a fan of him anymore because he kind of reminded me of Hogan and his in-ring work.
Yeah.
So
people bitch about Cena all the time. I don't think either of those guys had 5 moves.
No. And I mean, honestly, I'm not the biggest Cena fan, but I hold Cena over both Hogan and Goldberg.
Yeah.
Because the dude can get in the ring and work, and the dude's absolutely amazing. What he does for the kids all over the world.
That is by far the biggest, I don't know the word, but the outside of work ventures.
Yeah.
The stuff he does for even just communities or like all those Make-A-Wish kids in there.
Yes.
What's it up to, like 600 some wishes now?
Yeah,
or something like that?
he's
like nobody's even close.
Yeah, no, there's no, and whoever's second place is still embarrassed by that game.
Yeah, like that stuff he does, like it's just you can't go a day like on the internet and not see him doing something.
Yeah, he's just a phenomenal person. Sorry for that tangent. However, I just wanted to. Yeah. Anyways,
I like storytelling.
Yeah. So the whole Lashley almost thing could have been way worse had they interjected a Goldberg in there because they seem to do that for just no.
Like, even when you say that, I feel this little twitch over here.
Right. So overall, I was pleased with the match.
Yeah, for sure.
Now the match that I expected to kind of be absolutely stupid and disappointing.
This one is probably one of the matches that went over the bar the most for me.
Yes. Because I thought, okay, he's going to come out. It's going to be a 3-minute match. There's going to be some stupid, wonky win. No. It was actually entertaining 90% of the way through. There's a few spots where I'm like, does he not know how to pick up a goddamn table? Come on, Johnny Knoxville.
Or when we may have put on the thing, got stuck on the mat, and he's yanking on it. And I was like, I can it's under the mat.
Yes. So like, there's a few spots. Of course, I mean, you're in front of 77,000 people. You're gonna spit and sputter here and there, but
or the mousetrap at the end that didn't want to work.
yeah, that. But overall, I mean, greatly surpassed my expectations. I thought like halfway through the match, I'll probably go take a piss break and just be like, hey, this is what it was. I'm not a Sami Zayn fan either. He does great work as a heel. And for me, it doesn't matter whether he's a face or a heel. I just don't get into the guy.
I will say this. We have to touch on the fact, like he scooped that man twice his size.
Total Hulk Hogan moment. Wee Man power slams Sami Zayn just like WrestleMania 3 when Hogan slammed Andre.
How is that the same? Weight difference.
Yes. Weight difference. Size difference. Wee Man's like 4 foot tall, 100 pounds. Sami Zayn, he's a grown, normal sized guy. Probably around 6 foot tall, probably 220. Wee Man scoop slammed
and held him for a second.
Hold him up. It's not like he picked him up and just like
it was one of those like these slams. Like, he held him.
It was full like Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant.
That was honestly probably outside of the Stone Cold and Cody Rhodes thing. That was probably the biggest pop I heard all night.
Yes,
that where you can hear everyone's like breath, like they're all like. And it's like, holy. That was the only time I think we had talked about it. The same thing with Hornswoggle and Tyson Kidd in the Rumble that year.
Yes.
That was like, but Hornswoggle's like built for this business. Like he's been doing it.
Yes.
Wee Man's just been kicking himself in the face for the last 15 years, and he scooped that man up. Like, even today, I'm still at least 50 times a day. I'm just the little 5 seconds from when he scooped him to slam him. I just keep watching it. Like
it was very entertaining. And if anyone's watching this and haven't watched Mania, I'm telling you right now, stop the video. You can come back and watch this later. Go watch WrestleMania 38, night 1 and night 2, and then come back and listen to what we got to say. So, what do you got for grade on the match?
I think I'm going to give them a B+.
You know
for
what?
Entertainment purposes, like obviously, like you said, things are going to look sloppy, but like for it being Johnny Knoxville, like Party Boy, like that was hilarious. I'm surprised they did that. One of my friends called that too, and I was like, "There's no way they're going to have this man out here." And he came out and ripped it was the only thing I wish would have been different is I wish Steve-O would have been there.
Yes,
but I'm fairly certain after the last time, they're probably like, "We're just gonna."
Yeah.
And plus Steve was probably like, I'm not doing this shit sober. Like,
right. Yeah.
And then I saw those guys in the crowd too. They look familiar, but I think they're all part. I haven't seen the new movie yet.
They're part of the new movie.
Okay.
So I kind of had the bar set low for this. Like I have zero interest in this, probably like halfway through the match. I'll just go to the bathroom, get another Diet Pepsi, fill up on some chips, grab another slice of pizza, double check the bladder, and then go back. I did not leave my seat for this. It was entertaining 90% of the way through,
Yeah.
and it really was great. I'm gonna go.
Once again, a celebrity I'm giving props to. Like,
Yes,
I know a lot of that stuff was right up Knoxville and all them alley, but like you said, to do that in front of 79 people, like that's just there. God knows,
right? Yeah,
the billions of people that are watching at home.
exactly.
Like
exactly.
He put on where it was a wrestling jackass movie, which is I'm pretty sure exactly what everyone expects.
Yeah, like if you guys would have told me like, hey, a week ago, well, what do you guys think this match is going to be? I would have said like D, like it's going to be trash.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to go B+, B+, easy. And then we have a match that I was really, really, really looking forward to. We had Carmella and Zelina. We had Liv and Rhea. Mm-hmm.
Just in case she watches,
she will know. She's gonna watch. I bet you. And then we had Shayna and Natalya, and then we had
Naomi and Sasha.
Sasha. I don't know why I was forgetting her name. Sasha and Naomi, and I wanted it to be a phenomenal match. I thought they left a lot out there that they could have done a little more.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, it was still a really good match. But there was potential for improvement. Like if there was one match that I was disappointed in where they left a lot to be improved, this was it. Like they could have done a lot more storytelling with this one. And then of course I was okay with pretty much Naomi and Sasha winning or Rhea and Liv winning. Either those were kind of interchangeable wins for me.
Say her name, I'm waving to the camera.
So whether it was Rhea or Liv,
forgot.
Whether it was Rhea or Liv or Sasha or Naomi, I'm like, as long as one of those two teams win, I'm fine with this. They've already built the angle where Zelina and Carmella's gonna,
I'm pretty sure everyone knew they weren't taking it home.
Yeah, that was pretty much decided, and I'm like, I kind of dig this Shayna and Natalya team.
They need a tough chick team.
Yes, and that's the team. Like these two could get the belts and go.
Yeah, this is the new Shayna and Nia, except they're good workers now.
Yes, yeah, you don't have that one liability. Yes.
So, anybody's nose.
As much as I like that new pairing, I think for business, entertainment, and potential bookings, I thought Sasha and Naomi or Liv and Rhea. One of those teams had to win, and I was not let down. It was a really good match. Again, I said a little bit left on the table there. They could have done more. But overall, I'm going to go like A-. I had a really high bar for this match. So if they told a little more story, it would have been an A, but I'm going to go A-.
I'm going to go B on that one.
Okay.
Good match, but like you said, it's one of those rare instances where I try not to let it happen, but like the bad outweighed the good.
Right, yeah.
That's what dropped it down a little bit for me. But like I said, still good match. Like I said, the storytelling. That's like we harsh on that all the time, but like that's one of our biggest things. Like you tell the story right, everything else will fall into place.
Yes.
And they just skip past that part.
And the entrances of
I might need a minute.
Liv and Rhea. Yeah, it was great.
Good match. Yeah, though. What was it? Catwoman and Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
I honestly, like, as soon as he said Donnie Darko, it made sense, but I couldn't, like, I didn't put it together.
That's what I'm just like, they were digging in Rhea's closet.
Yeah. Well, that's why I got excited, and I saw Liv had, like, the little ears on it. I'm like, I don't know how long the ears have to be before it's Catwoman and not, like, BDSM or... Either way, I'm okay with those outfits.
So, yeah. Again, if you have not watched WrestleMania, go back and watch it.
But still watch the video.
Yeah, then come back and finish watching the video.
There's more content.
Yes.
Not just this.
Yeah. And then a recent match with some recent build-up. We have Edge and AJ Styles.
AJ, he's he's on my personal Mount Rushmore
Mm-hmm.
by far. Like he is watching him from Impact on all the way up. Like that is probably the hardest I've marked out in a decade was when he came out at the
Yeah.
Royal
Oh,
Rumble.
yeah. Yeah.
Like for one, I didn't know it was coming. Two, they played the song and I didn't know what, because obviously they didn't use his old song.
Yes.
But then like when he came out, flipped the hood up, I was like, dude, I mean, we talked about the winded thing. I was doing laps. Like it was insane. That was like, I love AJ.
Yeah.
Like,
So when I remember watching that live, I think my wife and kids were there with me, and he comes out and does stuff, and like I start marking out, and my wife's like, "Who's that? Who is that?" And one word that is in my vocabulary that I use all the time is phenomenal. And I think I use it so much because of AJ Styles that is like when you want to talk about something elite, something electrifying, something superior.
in a class of its own, man.
Yes,
Like,
in a class of its own,
far.
phenomenal. So when I thank someone for a phenomenal job, when I'm thanking someone or trying to show how important something is, I always use the word phenomenal.
Absolutely, man. Like,
And immediately, even though I'm saying, "Hey, Bobby, you did a great job today. You did a phenomenal job on that presentation today." Immediately in my mind, I picture AJ Styles.
absolutely, man. That is, dude. I mean, if you just look at the stats, obviously Grand Slam champions, one of the, I guess I would say benchmarks, like something someone try to achieve. Granted, there's several, Miz, two-time, all these guys, AJ Styles as well. But look how quick he did it.
Yes.
And coming from being an outside guy, like who else has come from built their name outside of WWE and came in and done what he's done?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
insanity.
He's phenomenal. I mean, there's no
That's,
other words
I
for
mean,
it.
that fits perfectly for him.
It does. I mean, he is probably one of the most entertaining guys to watch in the ring. I've seen him live a few times, and my daughter, we went to one show, and I mean, she was kind of lukewarm on him before the show, and I think after his match, we went out to the merchandise table and we bought his gloves, and
Man, you saw me rocking all that shit yesterday.
yeah.
Speaking of which,
unboxing,
go back and watch the unboxing video.
Yeah, you got to watch the unboxing video.
Don't worry, we'll put the link up for you guys later.
Yeah. Hey, you work your magic, just like run it like across the bottom of it, like over and over again.
Sure.
until they
You
click.
run your hand across, and I'll make the words follow your hand. That's going to be amazing. I like it. Now we got something to work with.
Yes.
I like it.
So, here a few weeks ago, Edge has challenged someone to step up and challenge him at WrestleMania, and AJ Styles answers that challenge. Immediately, as soon as his music hits, I'm like, yes, this is the perfect match.
Yeah, there was really no one else to put in that spot.
Edge and AJ Styles Mania, just perfect. Then they have Edge turn and do heel stuff, which again, I don't understand why they turn him face.
Yeah.
Too damn much. Anyways, this heel turn was not needed. Just those two meeting at WrestleMania was enough. We didn't need this new faction thing that could have happened after Mania.
That would have been perfect to put on the Raw after Mania.
Yes. Yes, perfect. But instead, we did this, and great. Edge won, but AJ Styles is still leaps and bounds superior to Edge.
I'm just like, I don't. The Damian Priest thing, like that really got under my skin.
Yeah, like I get it. Perfect. Yeah, it should have been on Raw last night where he comes out to shake his hand, turns heel, and then Damian comes out and partakes in it somehow.
Monday night would have been worth watching at that point.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later too.
Yes. So I'm a little disappointed at the build-up. I'm like, didn't need to be a hill. Didn't need to be a hill. You don't need this to tell a wonderful story between two of the all-time greats. Yeah. But regardless, they did it, and I'm still excited about the match because it's AJ Styles and Edge.
Plus, Edge's entrance.
Yes.
Like, that was dope.
Yes.
I was getting a very Brood 2.0 vibe.
Yes. And I got that. I'm like, why didn't he just come out to the Brood? Like, why'd you have to go through the whole heel change? So it like re-irritated me. I'm like, just bring them out to the Brood music. That's all you had to do. Anyways, I think out of all the matches, this one I had the highest expectation for because it's two absolute legends in there. And
I always set the bar high when AJ's involved. It doesn't matter who he's against.
And
he could have been main event with James Ellsworth. I'm like, that's going to be the match of the night.
Right. Yes. He make everyone look good. So regardless whether he's heel face, he puts in the work, and it was an A match. I mean, and the only reason I can't give it an A+ is just because what he did the year before with the Undertaker. Like, I know some people whine and bitch about that, but for being a cinematic match, it was absolutely amazing. So
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I give Edge, and
I'm gonna go high B, low A, like B minus A.
Yep.
And like I said, that the Priest thing, like I get the angle, but I just at that time, I mean, it didn't ruin the match. It was still amazing, but like that's not what I want to see. Or more than just stare at him and then have Edge spear him, like actually get involved. And
right.
Especially for AJ, like a little piece of me, like they just made him look dumb.
Yes.
But I don't know. We'll see how that plays out in the week coming up.
Yes. Like
I feel there's going to definitely be more people added.
Yes.
So I kind of feel like AJ is going to get, the drop on them at one point, and like he's going to come back with somebody more, and then AJ's going to get the drop, then he's going to come or something to that extent.
Yeah. So the name I heard today was Rhea. That she's. Yeah. So I heard her name dropped, and then Rhea. So her, and I'm trying to think who the other name was. Tommaso Ciampa.
Ooh.
Then he's going to be the other one. So those were the two names I heard today. So we'll see if it actually happens or not. But
I don't know. I'm kind of nervous because the last time Edge got right on one of my girls, we had problems.
He loves Lita like no one's business.
Oh, you get both hands.
But yeah, I mean, I really wish it would have been an After Mania turn and start storytelling after Mania. It didn't need to happen, but whatever. They've got the groundwork laid to start telling a new story with a new faction right after Mania.
They're gonna give AJ a faction?
I don't know.
I was trying to think in my head while I was like, I couldn't even think of who to put with him.
Yeah, I
like him on his own, man.
Yeah,
I don't want to say not working with people, but like stable wise or faction wise, he needs to tag with somebody or deal with somebody, but like they does not need a mouthpiece. He doesn't need a bodyguard. Like that's the only thing that bugged me about the Almost. It's like I get it, but it's like, dude, you're AJ fucking Styles. Yeah,
like, he did not need, like I didn't get it. Maybe it was a mentoring thing.
Yeah.
Like,
well, at the same time, if they wouldn't have put him with AJ lastly and Almost this year, like Almost would have been nothing without AJ.
Right. So maybe that was just like teaching them some timing and in-ring etiquette type things. But whatever. AJ Styles is still just absolutely phenomenal.
I was waiting for it.
And the other thing was, going back, man, they had an opportunity to do something with Gallows and Anderson and AJ, and they completely
That's only because they couldn't come up with their own name. Like, obviously, I just call them the Bullet Club. Who cares? Like, that's the one thing with man. Like, if he would, granted, he's a quadruple bit or whatever dollar amount.
Yeah.
If he would just open that door, he would be 10 times richer. Like, I don't know if he doesn't get that or it's just his fucking ego that you can't get past it.
So what I've actually been thinking about, I'll share this and then we can move on. But I'm actually a huge fan of the Briscoe brothers. Yes. So I know they've got some things going on. I'm hoping because there was so much talk of them going to AEW and then like old tweets or something popped up. And
it's always the old tweets, man.
Yeah, we all make mistakes. We all grow. But damn, it seems to be biting everyone in the ass. Anyways, I start thinking, okay, they've got Edge in this faction. Literally, who can they bring in as like just badass dudes to stick with AJ? The only team that I've been able to come up with, the Briscoes. Yeah, they can bring
Give a
some
round of
guys
applause.
over from New Japan, some other guys that have been in Bullet Club that maybe, are available. No, the immediate team I thought of was like the Briscoes. Like, yeah, they're like way outside of the WWE bubble.
Yeah.
But hey,
I don't think they're ever gonna
yeah,
tone down enough for WWE.
no, I don't see it happening. But just immediately, I thought like
That would
man,
be outstanding, man.
how awesome would that be? How phenomenal that would be to have the Briscoes with AJ Styles.
Anything with AJ Styles gets me excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, next match.
This one ought to be a quick review.
Yeah, super quick. So the New Day versus Sheamus and Rich Holland.
By far, I think this is my biggest fucking disappointment of the entire weekend.
I won't even say disappointment, pure frustration.
Yeah. Anger, rage, whatever.
So we are weeks away from one of my favorite guys in all of wrestling right now, in the ring, out of the ring, social media, merchandise wise, just a great human being in Big E. Breaks his neck, and two different spots. He's fortunate, not paralyzed. Great thing he had such a huge neck to help protect him. At this point, never know if he'll get in the ring again.
He seems, at least he is up and mobile. Obviously, he's nowhere near ready to get back in the ring, but
yes,
you see some of his videos, like still has the neck brace on, but he's
the
out.
Dude is so damn
around.
positive. Like, oh my god, like just so damn positive.
That pop when he comes back, if they do it unannounced, is going to be insane.
Oh,
especially if it's like a month or two down the road.
They have to do it unannounced. That'll be huge.
Well, they try to do Xavier Woods unannounced, but once her face, Lillian Garcia messed it up.
Yeah.
On that entrance, she was like, Kofi Kingston, accompanied by Xavier Woods. And then Kofi tries to turn around and like surprise Xavier Woods. Yeah. Like, she already said it. Like, yeah, it doesn't work that way. Yeah, Big E's going to be like, I'm hoping, I don't want him to be gone for a long time, but I'm hoping when he comes back, they shoot him back to the top, man. Like, yeah, I wasn't done watching Big E going after belts and just getting as much as I love the New Day, like, I'm all for tag teams even staying together if they don't break up, but like they still, some of them like have Big E win the heavyweight and like Kofi win the Intercontinental, and then like Xavier win something, right? And then they can win the tag, like at least for like a couple months, have them just hold fucking everything.
Yes, yes, and I'm a huge tag team guy. I'm a huge tag team fan. I love factions. I just love how you piece them together, whether they work. You can say like this is why they work, why some of them didn't work. The New Day, they're just absolutely amazing. Yeah. One of the best tag teams, one of the best factions, period, ever.
By far the most entertaining. Like,
yes, by far. Like if you've never seen them in person, it's an absolute treat to see these guys in person. Now, Big E breaks his neck. Xavier and Kofi come out dressed just like Big E in his getup.
I was gonna say, I think they said it was that like outfit he had on when he won the title, when he beat Lashley, when he cashed in Money in the Bank. It was the same like color scheme, same design and everything.
So they come out,
braided their hair.
Yes. So they came out and paid homage to this guy, to their brother of the last 6-7 years, whatever it's been now. And this was like they just got steamrolled in the match.
Yeah.
Like,
I wish I would have went and looked back at it before we started doing this. Like, I would have liked to have had a time to put to that, because I really think that was like a 3 or 4 minute match.
Yeah, it was horrible. Like they came out and I'm like, this is going to go great. Strictly because of what happened with Big E, I picked, New Day's winning, period. No, they completely got ran over. And what made me mad was like, yeah, you can try to make people look strong, but don't do it at the expense of one of the best tag teams, one of the best factions.
You want to talk about merchandise movers like that?
Yes.
Even bought those when they first the unicorn ones?
Yes.
I had those.
I think I got my daughter one of those, or my wife.
Yeah, I got it for a female too.
I've got. Yeah, you got that for Bria.
It wasn't for me.
You got it for Bria. So I actually have over there. You can see some of my figures behind me. Over here's my pop, and I've got over there. I've got the 3-pack down there
That
of Kofi, Big E, and Xavier, and that's probably one of my favorite pieces that I own from Toys R Us.
Not to interrupt you, but when did you open that?
I opened it on, what was it, the first or second episode?
Just go back and watch them all, just to make sure.
He's got a point. Go back and just watch them all. All of our unboxing videos. Start at one and just catch up.
You only got a few weeks till the next one.
Yeah, we do one each and every month. So yeah, as far as this match, it really frustrated me, and I was disappointed after it. Especially for it being so late in the show. What was?
I think there was only a couple more. I honestly,
2 more matches after.
Specifically for the way that match worked out, I thought that was going to be the buffer between like McAfee and Theory and the Brock and Roman. You know how they always put that one match on, like you said, the bathroom break.
Yeah.
If they were gonna do that, put that one there. Like the way they ended that card was real weird to me.
Yes.
Like it didn't, like it worked. It was still amazing, but like it just all they had to do was flip those 2 matches, and I think it would have made it better.
Yeah.
Not the New Day match because that.
Yeah, that frustrated me. And
like I said, I'm gonna end up giving that probably the lowest grade out of both nights.
Yeah,
I honestly think I'm gonna go D on that one.
No, I was thinking it D, just pure frustration.
I don't want to go F because honestly, I think the only thing that kept me in an F was the ring gear and the New Day. Like, that kept it like out of a.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about one of the best of the past 15, 20 years in Sheamus, but just no, not doing it. It's not feeling it. So yeah, I'm gonna go to D as well. And then we have.
This might have been my biggest surprise besides the Knoxville match.
So I have watched. What was it? War Games at McAfee.
Yeah.
The dude is an ultimate showman. I'm
mad respect for that dude.
I'm a big football fan, big baseball fan. I collect sports cards. I have Pat McAfee's. I think it was a 2014 Topps rookie card. I'm a fan of the guy because he's a character.
Yeah.
And even as just punter for the Colts, complete character. And then he retires at the ripe old age of 29 and
that blows my mind.
And starts getting involved in pro wrestling.
I feel I give people a celebrity curse when it's an outside, not a professional wrestler.
Yes.
Or sports entertainment, whatever the fuck you call it. Like I always sit them down low. But that dude, out of all the celebrities I've ever seen, I think he hopped over that bar further than anybody.
Oh yeah.
And like the match Saturday or Sunday night, whatever night it was,
Sunday
over the
night,
weekend, that match just proved it to me. Like
yes. So I knew Pat could go. He's the most entertaining part of SmackDown. I don't care what's going on. Just when Shinsuke's music hits,
that's all you gotta do. YouTube, go Shinsuke, Pat McAfee.
Yes, I mean the dude is.
You'll
just
be entertained for hours.
He's great on the mic. He's witty as all hell. He's got one of the best podcasts going on. He's phenomenal. Not AJ phenomenal. He's Pat phenomenal. So I know the dude can go, and the match goes. I'm not a big fan of Theory, but I can see that the talent's there, and he's definitely got a future in pro wrestling. He's gonna be a big shot.
Yeah, he'll get there one day.
Yeah. So, okay, good. That's not. Sorry, there's a fire truck, and
Hope that's a fire truck.
Yeah, probably. I live by a fire station. Anyways, all right. So I know that they can go, and it's got potential, but my only worry is it could just be a spot fest.
Yeah,
it was, but it was a really, really good spot fest.
The connecting between the spot fest, though.
Yeah,
like I think that's where Rollins and Cody missed out.
Yes.
was like the spots were awesome, but it was like getting from this one to this one, like there in between was just like
Yes. The transitions.
Yeah.
Yes. So I mean, I was in on this match, like focused and entertained. I'm thinking, how's McMahon going to screw this up? And where I think I lost my shit on this match is when Austin and Pat are up on the top rope.
I know where you're going. Me too.
And Austin pushes him off, and he does the backflip, lands on his feet, looks at him, and Austin's just like,
oh shit.
what? And Pat goes running and just leaps from the mat to the third rope.
That was insane. And not only that, the backflip he did was one of the most pretty backflips I've ever seen.
Hands down.
Like that dude didn't flip, like he floated through it.
Yes.
It was magical.
Yes. When Muhammad Ali said float like a butterfly, he was talking about Pat McAfee.
Could you say it was Pat nominal?
It was Pat nominal. Patent pending.
Double on double.
So I was very, 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 very are we gonna run these together with the Vince and
Yeah, I think we just
yeah.
kind of
we'll just put it
Now-
all together.
are we grading these individually or are we grading this as a whole?
I think we graded it as a whole.
Graded as a whole.
Even though it ended up turning into 2 matches, so we had Vince is mad that his new
Protege.
pet monkey proteges being nice was defeated, and Vince is like teasing, I'm gonna get in the ring and fight you. I'm gonna get in the ring and fight you.
I was like, sit your old ass down.
Yes, I'm like, Vince, please don't. Like the previous matches you were in, like you were jacked, like you're a little bit older now and you're a little more fragile. Like, don't. He did. Wasn't horrible.
No, it really
I mean, other than one little piece, McMahon did fantastic.
Yeah.
In the ring.
Especially like you said, man, given his age, like the fact that we got winded walking upstairs.
Yes.
And that man actually wrestled.
Yes.
I mean, obviously it wasn't the most physical match, but like dude's twice as old as both of us.
Yes.
Like that dude's older than both of us put together.
Yes. And he is still a genetic jackhammer. I mean, the dude ripped off his shirt and you're like,
No, he still got it.
yeah, he still got those arms. So we have then Vince goes up against Pat McAfee, and you kind of get immediately the feel of how it's going to go. Like Pat McAfee's not going to stomp a mud hole in Vince, and
No.
this has got it's leading somewhere else.
Theory lurking around outside the ring.
Yeah, you're like, this isn't going to be a second win for Pat tonight. So it's basically whenever Pat gets a chance, something happens, Austin Theory, and it's a quick little match, and it's all Vince. And then, Vince gets his victory, and the one little piece that drives me nuts, the one little piece.
I had 2 pieces, but this is one of them.
Yeah, so there's 2 pieces, and I think we're talking about the same one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we are.
And so this here's the first one that kind of gave away what was happening next.
Yes.
Is we have Vince beats McAfee, and he goes to raise hands with Austin. Well, when he does that, Austin Theory's music hits, and it's Austin Theory's music hits, and Vince acts shocked to what it is.
Looks up the ramp and
Looks up the ramp. As soon as he does that, I'm like, well, shit, Stone Cold's about to show up.
Yeah, they definitely spoiled that one by accident.
Yeah. So immediately I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, I can't go take a bathroom break because I know
I got on the edge
now.
of my seat for that one, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, Stone Cold's coming. And I'm just waiting for it. And he's on, I think, Austin's right side. And then something happens. He ends up on the left side and arms raised up again. And that's when the glass shatters. And we have Stone Cold Steve Austin coming out second night in a row. This time he's not on a floor roller. He is walking down the ramp. He is a man on a mission.
And if we did not mention, that ramp was long as shit.
It was. And he just walks down the ramp, gets in the ring, and immediately this moron, Austin Theory, goes over to hit him. Man, he laid his ass out, and I'm not a big Austin Theory fan, but again, I respect him. I see that he's got a bright future. There's been some guys over the years that have taken phenomenal stunners, and Austin took a phenomenal stunner.
He really did.
And just like his bounce reaction to it was great. I mean, it's not the Rock reaction to it.
Nobody's ever gonna hit that level again.
But it was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And it was exciting. So immediately you get like back in 1999 vibes where you got these two, you got your employee versus the boss.
Yeah, buddy.
What's going to happen? And you can tell McMahon's nervous, just like the good old days. And then Austin calls for the beers to come in.
That's how it starts.
Yep, that's how it starts. And it's like McMahon's starting to feel a little comfortable. He's going to have a drink with the boy. Yeah, all 77,499 people in the arena know, and the millions and millions of fans at home, they know
what's coming.
What's going to happen. And
it did happen, but not the way we wanted it.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
Yeah, that might have been the shittiest stunner I've ever seen.
Yes, Stone Cold did his part, but
yeah, I knew it was gonna be bad when he did the toe kick and like McMahon wobbled back into the corner, and I'm like, he's trying to grab him, and he keeps falling away. And I'm like,
so now after the McAfee match where Vince looked great, now Vince starts to look like a 73-year-old man.
He definitely undid all the good.
He falls backwards, does not take the stunner very well. And actually, when he took it, like, I'm like, man, he probably just blew out both his knees and his ACLs. Like, that was just bad. But I haven't heard any reports that he was really hurt or anything. So I guess that's good. But
I think it was just feebleness that caught up to him at the end.
So, I mean, it was bad. But fortunately, on the next night, Monday Night Raw, they kind of edited the angle that they were showing to show like, it was an ugly take on it. So like they showed just like kind of the front view and cut it off at the right timing that you can tell what happened, but you don't see the ugliness of it.
Can't say nothing without the proof.
Right. So overall, I loved how the whole thing played out. I did not think, I knew that Austin Theory and Pat McAfee were going to put on a great match. McAfee's a tremendous athlete.
It's insane.
Theory's got a great future. I knew that was going to be great. The McMahon and McAfee was a treat, even though McAfee just got clobbered.
Well, I'm sure that was when McMahon told him, well, I'm going to give you a match at WrestleMania. But I'm going to kick your ass when it's over.
Yes. So that was a treat. And then Stone Cold, even though it was spoiled about 10 seconds before he came out with McMahon's face, it was a treat to have Stone Cold Steve Austin a second night. And then the icing on the cake is after he gets everyone out of the ring, he calls in Pat.
Yeah, buddy.
Come in and drink with me. So they do everything. They cheers, they go up on the ropes, and then they go and do one more, and Pat gets the stunner.
That was a very good one. The way he sold that.
Yes. And the way he did it, when he took it and went back, it's like he paid tribute, spitting that beer up in the air.
Yeah.
It was like he paid tribute to Triple H.
He really did. And that man's body, like, never moved. As soon as he took the stunner, it was like this, and then it just... Hey, that dude's his athleticism, it makes things look very fluid.
Yes.
Like the backflip, like he made it look pretty.
Yes. So this happens, and then like just the chaos, the segment's over, and Stone Cold smiling, running around the ring. And they show Pat McAfee on the outside of the ring after just getting stunned, soaked in beer, with another can of beer, just laying on the mat, pouring it in his mouth. That was probably one of my favorite parts. Like, it was quick, it was easy to miss, but it's one of my favorite parts. Like, this dude just he's such a treat to the wrestling industry. He was put into just a great spot, and he went in. He did what he was supposed to. He put on a great match with Austin. He took the fall for McMahon. He took a stunner and then just was outside. Like, I mean, millions of us would dream to be in that spot.
Yeah.
Having taken a stunner after sharing beers with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Cloud nine.
Because if you think you're going to be in the ring with Stone Cold and not catch a stunner,
right?
We've seen how that's worked over the years.
Yeah.
Even when that's what I noticed when Linda McMahon wasn't safe. I was like, nobody's fucking safe.
Right. Yeah. All right. So did we miss anything on that one? Or are we ready to?
No, I think that's at the grading point now.
All right. So I'm gonna go again. A+. Like, the whole segment. Like, there's McMahon taking McMahon
In general,
giving a bad stunner, and then, kind of giving away, like, acting scared and looking up the ramp. Kind of gave away what was going to happen, but it didn't take away from the whole excitement of it. I mean, everything was, a great treat as just a genuine wrestling fan, as a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan. A+.
I'm just gonna go flat A. I don't think I can grade anything lower than an A that Stone Cold's involved in. So
Right. Yeah. And then,
unification.
yes. So I'm intrigued. What's all in the unification? Like, are they just making it one title defended on both brands? So I'm curious, and I've kind of decided, well, either they're going to let this Roman Reigns thing continue to go for a lot longer, or here's where it comes to a stop. We put it on Brock, and then, things happen in the next couple months. So I can see it going multiple ways. And I, in prediction league wise, kind of split my picks. I kind of went both, just depending on how the card was laid out. And I had picks for both of them. But ultimately, I am a Brock Lesnar. I'm a new Brock Lesnar fan. I am a hillbilly redneck cowboy, Canadian, Ottawa.
He's another one too, just like Orton. Like, you can tell he's having fun with it.
Yes. So
the fact that you can get Brock Lesnar to have fun.
Yes. And I don't remember what event it was that we saw him where he left the ring and he stopped and was taking pictures with fans. That's not Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is having a lot of fun right now.
Yeah. He definitely came out of the shell, even though it was a big ass shell.
Yes. So I was hoping that Brock would win, because then that means we're going to get more of this Brock for a short term to come up at the least. So with his loss, we don't know, like, does he show up? Does he take more time off? What's going to happen? Is he off for 6 months and then he comes back to old Brock? Who knows what happens? So my wish was actually that Brock would win, so we got more of this Brock, because he's hilarious.
Golden ticket, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall, it kind of what it was. I mean, most matches between these two, you'd probably peg between a 5 and 10 minute match. I think it went slightly longer than that. And I mean, it was fierce.
Fierce enough, because I believe that was a legitimate injury.
Yeah, it sure as hell looked like it. Yeah.
I mean, that thing swelled up like.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he tore something back there. I've seen.
I was gonna say, do you know when?
No.
Was it when he had the Kimura on him? Like, did he yank too hard? I don't.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
I know that it was like right after that, the match kind of ended abruptly.
Yeah, so I've seen all these reports, and like, I don't know, did they adjust the end of the match, or was that's what was planned? What happened? But maybe we'll find out. Maybe an official type report will come out. But yeah, I mean, right after he got out of the Kimura lock, it happened pretty quick. So with that, I thought it was a pretty good main event. If you would have told me, a year or two ago that this would be a main event at WrestleMania again,
but like, I'm not watching.
Like, I have no interest in it. But with what they're doing storyline wise, really built this up with the new Brock, with the whole bloodline thing, and just the build up to that. I was actually really excited for it.
Absolutely.
I didn't get the outcome I wanted, but overall, I've enjoyed the whole build-up.
I'm just hoping at this point that it's done.
Yes. I do beat on WWE a lot that they don't do a lot of long-term storytelling, but here I felt like with the window they had, they did do a very good job with it.
I know even coming up, not even just at Mania, but in the last however many months, like I think a lot of injuries played into that build-up.
Yes.
Like with Lashley, I mean, all these people, Roman last night, it's just, I'm Big E got hurt for it and they dropped the belt, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You always wonder, man, but
yeah,
you never know. Maybe if things would have went the way they wanted, it would have been worse. You never know.
Yeah. So I mean, overall, I was actually excited for this main event. Normally, if it's a Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns 2 years ago, like
this
man, I got
Tribal Chief Roman has definitely revitalized my liking him.
Yeah.
I don't want to say liking him because I hate him, but like we talked about earlier, like I hate him as a heel. Like he's doing it.
So again, I like the heels. I'm drawn to them. I enjoy being an asshole. I am a huge Shield mark. So once like the Shield was over, I kind of cheered for him there for a minute, but then it was like, stop giving him all the title shots. Like he's not over with us.
He was getting very Triple H-y.
Yes. So just wasn't enjoying it, but like this whole Tribal Chief thing, once he came back as a heel, it's been just off and running and just completely enjoyable. And I'm glad they found something, because I'm sure Roman as a person is just an amazing human and good guy. And I'm glad they got a character finally get him over, because he's a heel, but you got the crowd, you got the people like Bobby that's going to boo the hills for you. And then you got the assholes like me that are going to cheer that. That's
why we get along so well.
Yes.
We cover the whole basis.
Yes, we do. But overall, I mean, I am still intrigued to find out if an injury played into the finish of it. Ending soon. I was really on the edge of my seat. Like, how's this going to go? Out of all the matches in Mania, this was like probably, I'd say, like the most intense one. Like, there was so much good build up to it. It was intense. You have two just monsters ready to pummel each other, and really you could expect either outcome to happen. And I enjoyed it, and I'm going to give it like a A-.
I am going to go B-. Mostly, like I said, I think a lot of it played in, like you said, with the injury. Like, that kind of dropped it down. It just, that ending I was not a big fan of. And I get it when they get injured, like you got to do things, but like it just seemed very anticlimactic to end the show like that.
Yeah, and I did see one little thing today that showed after the pin, Roman kind of got up, but then like laid back down, and when he did so, he had laid so that Brock could put his hand under his neck, and that's like a sign of checking on someone to make sure they're okay. Like, when you do that, you're getting them to talk like, hey, like be honest with me right now. Tell me if you're hurt. And I have not heard, what that was, but I did see the video that, hey, this is a signal when they're trying to communicate without breaking the story or kayfabe. This is something that they do in the ring. So that is one thing I'm looking forward to if additional information comes out. But overall, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, very good show. What do you give nights 1 and 2 together overall?
Overall,
like both nights.
I've said easy that this is the best WrestleMania in 5 to 7 years, and even going back further, easy one of the best Mania in probably the past 10 years. I think the only match that's been more memorable for me was AJ Styles and Undertaker out of like the past 10 years. And I mean, I'm a huge fan of, Randy Orton, The Shield, Dean Ambrose, and so Chris Jericho, just so many guys, Bray Wyatt, that I could pick and choose their matches. But I mean, this one had 3-4 really, really, really good, memorable matches. I'd say overall, just a solid A. No A+, no A-. Big fat A. Great job.
That's right where I'm at with it.
All right. So I guess what's next is we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw after Mania. So normally this is pretty exciting, but you know what? We're going to cut to another commercial break while we prepare to talk about our frustrations with Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania 38.
That's all you get from me. Just a sigh.
Okay.